What's up, guys? King of Duels here, coming at you with another video. This video is going to be about Abyss Rising and some of the good cards that you might want to look for at the sneak peek, since it's this weekend, and at the initial release. Some of the cards that are definitely going to be sought after. Here's the complete listing of all the cards that come out. It's going to be 100 cards, 8 secret rares, and yada yada. Same old stuff. But let's get into some of the cards that you should definitely look for. Alright, Bahamut Shark. TCG exclusive. Super hype behind it. The second that it was released as the TCG exclusive for this set, so many people went crazy because this card is nuts. But it's only really good in Atlanteans. I don't really know any other water decks out there, so that's also going to affect the value of it. But I'm going to probably say that the value at the sneak peek slash initial release of the set is probably going to be around $50 to $60, because everybody that plays Atlanteans or Mermaids is going to want one. So might as well. And it's a secret rare, hard to pull. It's probably going to be this, and the next card are probably going to be the two money secret cards, or the money cards of the entire set. And the next one is obviously Mullen Glacier, the Elemental Lord. Also only really usable in Atlanteans. You can also use it in Frogs, but I really don't see any other uses, any other decks that might be able to use it. But there's too much hype behind it. Everybody knows what this card is already before it's even released, and everybody knows that it's the nuts when you just discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand. That is crazy. But you only need one in Atlanteans because you can search it so easily, so it's not going to be like a 3 of in every deck. So I'm going to say probably going to be around $50 to $60. Same with Bahamut Shark. On to the next card, which is going to be Gaga Cowboy, which they changed its name to. Why? They took the guns out on the... No one really knows what the initial... The English version of the picture is going to be, but they took the guns out. That's all I know. Probably put like a cowboy rope or something in his hand. This card is also extremely hyped. The second that it was released or announced, everybody knew. Immediate rank 4 staple in every deck. 3,000 beater, no downside. Literally just a 3,000 beater. Potential to get over 3,000 monster on your attacking phase, like Muzzle Rhythm pretty much. And it also, defense precision, can inflict 800 damage to your opponent, so it can also do that final bit of damage that wins you the game, essentially. It'll probably be worth 25 to 30 bucks at the initial release. I don't see its value going down too much as the set progresses, because everyone's going to still continue to want one, so, you know, it won't really go down. Next up is Abyss Dweller. It was just, well, the artwork was just released, I think yesterday, and it looks great. But there's ever since they released, like, they announced it was going to be a TCG exclusive, there's been minor hype behind it. A lot of people have been thinking about using it, and I think at the release a lot of people will be looking for this card, but I don't believe it's very good, because it really only affects Dark World, Heretics, and Frogs, and there's just better cards that you can side, and it's also one less extra deck space. I just really don't think it's going to be worth too much, but at the release probably 20 bucks, maybe like 15 to 20 bucks, but over time probably going to drop because I don't think many people are going to use it. Next up is Queen Madolche Tiramisu. It's an Ultra slash Ulti in the set, so it's going to be harder to get than the Supers, obviously. So I'm going to estimate it probably around 20 bucks for the Ultra, 25 for the Ulti. And yeah, because it's really, it's only usable in Madolches, and I mean, it's a staple card in the Madolche deck, but I don't think you'll need more than 2. I mean, I don't think many people will run more than 2 of them, because it's not like a card you run 3 of. Next is Mermail Abyss Linde. This is the card, one of the cards that I would suggest everybody to pick up and hold on to, well, not hold on to, just this is the card that you want to get at the sneak peek, because this is the card everyone's going to want from the set. Well, not everybody, but yeah. Yeah, this is the card that's going to be a good card. Probably going to be ultra rares, 25, maybe 20 to 25, and the ultimate's going to be 25 to 30. But yeah, every Mermail slash Inzantian deck needs 3 of these, so, and it's an ultra slash ulti, so it's going to be hard to pull, so go ahead and hold on to them. Next up is the Grand Spellbook Tower. Don't really see this card being a big influence or a big value at the release because not many people play spellbooks. But yeah, if spellbooks pick up in popularity, this card will definitely be a card that you wanna hold on to. I would suggest definitely holding on to this card. I don't think it's gonna be worth probably just $15 at the release. $10-15. It's not gonna be a very valuable secret. But if you hold on to it and wait for somebody to do good with spellbooks, which is only gonna be a matter of time, it could definitely be a $30 to $40 secret rare, especially if spellbooks win a YCS. It's going to be a huge secret rare, like when Windups won their YCS when Windup Rabbit was out, and Windup Rabbit was like shot from like $10 to $90 just overnight. This is definitely a card that you want to hold on to. And next, really the best card of the set, complete for every deck, is going to be Forbidden Dress. This card is so good, in my opinion. I think every deck should be running 2 to 3 of them. If you don't have room, just replace MSTs. Replace this card with MST in your deck, because this is just going to have 100 more uses than MST is. It's got the same old uses that Forbidden Lance brought, where it would prevent your monster from being affected by, you know, trap cards and spell cards, but this one only protects it from being targeted or destroyed. But if you think about it, almost every spell card or trap card that's run will either target or destroy your monster. So it really stops all your opponent's trap cards, besides spell speed 3, of course. And you also have the added benefits that Lance had, where you can set it and use it on your opponent's turn if they dark hole or whatever, mind control, blah blah blah, or smashing, soul taker, all that stuff. But it also, in a way that the way that I think it's better than Forbidden Lance is, it stops Raikou, Black Rose, any card that would target your monster for any reason. Stop any monster card. This card, the reason it's better is because it stops monster effects that would destroy your monster. Catastor, I don't really think it would be very useful against Catastor because it makes you lose 600 attack as well, unless your monster is like bigger than a 2800 beater. But it stops him. It stops Catastor, so you know it's definitely gonna shine against Raikou and in Black Rose and all the miscellaneous cards that blow cards up on the field. And with the Atlanteans coming out in the next set, they have the dude that you mill him to the graveyard, blow up a monster your opponent controls, so you can, you know, stop that from happening with this card. Also has, when a lot of the problems that I had with Forbidden Lance, I run Forbidden Lance in my deck right now over MST because I just think it's a better card, and this card is just going to be 100 times better. So, but the problems that I would have, where I would set Lance, and if they MST'd it, I could chain it onto my monster just to keep it unaffected by spell and trap cards, and it would lose 800 attack, which would hurt it. But this card is only going to make it lose 600 attack, so that could be that's a benefit right there. This card is just as good as Lance, except it stops monsters. So I don't know what you guys really think about it. Feel free to leave your comments below. I'm kind of having trouble explaining why it's a good card, because you're really just going to have to play test with it. But there's no hype going into this. No hype about this card at all. Nobody's made any videos on YouTube or anything about just how good this card is. And for that, I think it's really only going to be worth about $10 when at the sneak peek or at the initial release. But over time, as soon as people realize that good players are starting to use this in their deck, possibly over MST, everybody's gonna want this card, and you're gonna want to run at least 2, maybe 3, probably 3. So I think its value is going to shoot up like a rocket. Probably going to be like a $30 super, $40 super. It really all depends on how fast someone picks this card up and like plays in a YCS with it. YCSs determine the prices of all the cards. So if in the next YCS somebody wins and they run 3 Forbidden Lance or Forbidden Dress, then this card's obviously going to shoot up in value, but it won't be as valuable as it would be if in the next 3 YCSs, it takes 3 YCSs for this card to pick up, and 3 YCSs after the set's released, somebody wins with 3 Forbidden Dress in their deck. Then, because the set's been out for so long, and a lot of people really weren't looking for this card, it's going to launch. Probably going to be like $40, $50. I don't think it'll cap over 50 because it's a super and it's easy to pull, but it's definitely the card that you want to look for in the set, and put it in your deck immediately because it's amazing. But yeah, it's really all up to you. I suggest all of you to playtest with it because it is a great card, and you'll find 1,000 reasons why it's better than MST, but you really just got to test it out for yourself. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.